So standing up in the guard, right? Like it's a thing. So there's a couple of things I want to detail. Like when she does stand up in the guard, it's like a thing that happens. So what I don't want you guys to do is keep your hips down here. So as she lifts up, people tend to look and see how she's already breaking my ankles open, right? So anytime somebody stands with us, the ideal response to it is kind of hold on to them if you can. And when she goes up, at least keep my hips with her. Does that make sense? Like if I'm not keeping my hips with her, then again, we talked about that knee line. She's trying to get her knee line past my hips in the other day's video. So if she postures all the way up and my guard is falling, her knees immediately come through. She's easily able to pass. Make sense? So what I want to do in this case is when she stands up, I like to pass this hand, right? No, don't stand up properly.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna end up doing is breaking this grip and passing it. I'm gonna pass it over here. Stand all the way up. I need your posture. Here we go, boom. I'm gonna feed to here, right? So I'm feeding this sleeve to this hand, and what I'm gonna do is posture here. But the way that I knock her over is my ass has to come over her knee in order to buckle it. That's what this is about. I just wanna move my hip over. Make sense? She's gonna come here. Now, what I have to do in this case is I can't get up from here. I like to switch and take my hand off here. With this hand, I like to pull to kind of move her across. Does that make sense? Because my leg's gonna get stuck. So again, so I can start here, one hand, two hands. It doesn't really matter. You can be here. I kind of like to be two hands on, especially if I know she's standing, or I can be elbow to sleeve. This is even better. So when she pops up, boom, boom, hips go with, and immediately I want to catch her leg. This is huge, just so she can't step back. She's gonna posture to try and free her grip, and I need to feed it over. Here, I'm just gonna elevate my hip over top of her knee. She's gonna buckle, right? Let go of the sleeve that time, but I wanna come back. I can even grab the elbow. And see how I kind of spin her? Like I'm kind of pivoting on my knee and pulling her like I'm doing a scissor sweep. You want to think of that motion in your head. Like it's a prone scissor sweep, right? Again.
All right, thanks.
So again here, I like to be here sometimes. She pops up, boom, boom. Look, her foot's gonna go close to me as she postures. That's when I feed. Here, buckle the knee on top. You're gonna end up here. That's why I said switch, post. This, I pull. See how I'm spinning? That's the hardest part of this to get. Let's give it a try. 1, 2. Sometimes things happen. It happened in the first cut a couple times. Like, again, keep in mind, notice how I'm setting myself up for success here. I saw some of you like gripping very hard on this hand. That's not the right thing to do. You need this hand to go under. So I make a stronger grip on this hand. And I was doing a secondary grip here. That makes it easier for me to go for the leg. Make sense? So as she stands up, again, my hips travel with her. Look, her grip is already starting to break. She's not holding on to me. This is gonna be easy to break off now. And when I pass it over, I'm keeping it here. But a lot of times this grip is tenuous. She'll start pulling her hand out as I sweep. She falls down anyway. But right here, the way for her to defend herself is to grab my chest, to push me away and start to escape her hip. Look here. Now we're gonna get in a fight. Does that make sense? Like if she's smart, that's her initial move. As soon as her ass hits the ground, she's like this. She's gonna grab my chest and just move her hip back 1 inch. That's all she has to do. She doesn't have to escape all the way that she did. She just has to move her hip back so the crease changes in her hip, the fulcrum's different, and then we're gonna be on equal ground. We're now fighting for the same position, and it turns out who's faster is gonna win. So we need to change the game a little bit. So as she pops up, boom, boom, I go for the sleeve, I start to knock her over, right here. Move your butt back 2 inches. Look, now if I try to come forward, we're in the same situation here. This is a scramble, and it's gonna happen fast. Whoever's faster is gonna win here. You saw her the last time. She hip escapes out, I'm sitting on my ass, she's on top passing. So what I'm gonna do is grab her sleeve, She wants to grip me here. I'm gonna encourage it. I'm gonna put my hand, my elbow over her arm. I'm gonna turn my body and invert right here for an armbar. I'm just gonna take what she wants and turn it into something that's gonna hurt her or that she doesn't want. Does that make sense? She thinks in her mind she has to control my chest, because if she doesn't, I come on top, right? So as she goes, boom, boom, coming under here, taking the sweep, I start to come up, boom, look. This is scramble time, and I'm probably gonna lose, because I'm weird the way my weight's distributed. So here, look, elbow pinches. Try to pull your hand back. It's not gonna happen. Even if she pulls back, I come here, boom, finishing on the arm. Now, I'm not doing it to her because she's a lot smaller than me, but typically I would completely invert and go belly down on that. Does that make sense? Let's give it a try. 1, 2.